Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to the WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, and this, which is the next episode of our current day roster's Monday Night Raw. And as you can see there by the calendar, this will be the last Monday Night Raw before the SummerSlam pay-per-view. So let's have a quick look at the card we've got set for you this evening. We're going to start off with a 6-man Battle Royal. Each of the guys in this match will be representing their tag team. The winning guys' tag team will go on to face the primetime players for the championships at SummerSlam. Match number 2, a bit of a random one, but we're going to see Erick Rowan take on Bo Dallas. Match number 3, we have the United States Champion Kevin Owens and the Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler taking on the #1 contender for the United States Championship Luke Harper and the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship Biggie Langston. Match number 4, we'll see the Undertaker face off against Bray Wyatt. Match number 5 will be Seth Rollins taking on Randy Orton in an Extreme Rules match, that as well. And our main event here this evening will be all 4 guys will be involved in the WWF Championship match, Championship match on Sunday at SummerSlam in a fatal 4-way. But tonight we see John Cena and Roman Reigns team up to face off against Daniel Bryan and Bad News Barrett, and that is an elimination tornado tag match. So without further ado, let's get straight into our first match of the evening. And as I said, our first match will be the #1 contenders 6-man Battle Royal for the Tag Team Championships. We've got Cesaro representing Cesaro and Kid, Kofi representing the New Day, Cody Rhodes representing Rhodes Scholars, Ryback representing Rybacksel. You've got Jimmy Uso representing the Usos, I've done Ryback already, Konnor representing the Ascension. I think that's them all. So yeah, whoever does win this match, their team will go on to SummerSlam to face off against the primetime players for them tag team championships. You'd have to probably have to put the advantage in this match probably to the likes of Cesaro and Ryback, maybe Konnor. The bigger guys more difficult to eliminate, and I think the smaller guys might need to work together to do so. As Kofi Kingston looking to get the early elimination here on Cody Rhodes, and he does. Cody Rhodes is gone. The Rhodes Scholars will not be going to SummerSlam. Cody unhappy, but Kofi Kingston one step closer for the New Day. Obviously be teaming alongside Xavier Woods since Biggie Langston's already tied up with the Intercontinental Championship this Sunday at SummerSlam. So it looks like Konnor and Cesaro working together to try and eliminate Ryback, but the strength of Ryback is strong enough to make himself back into this match. Cesaro ducks the clothesline. It looks like Konnor and Kofi Kingston working together on Jimmy Uso with that double chokeslam, as now Ryback working over Cesaro on the apron. And there goes Cesaro. Ryback eliminates Cesaro, and Cesaro and Tyson Kidd will not be going to SummerSlam either. We are down to the Usos, Rybacksel, the New Day and the Ascension here. Ryback throws Jimmy Uso over the top rope, so Ryback eliminated Cesaro. And there goes Kofi. No, Kofi holds on well. Running DDT there by Jimmy Uso on Ryback. Konnor now throws Kofi Kingston over the ropes. Kofi still manages to hold on though, keeps himself in this match. Jimmy Uso skins the cat. Skins the cat? It is skin the cat, isn't it? Konnor now throws Kofi again over that top rope, and Kofi again showing how resilient he is, still in this match after several occasions where he could have been knocked out. Again, Jimmy Uso skinning the cat. Ryback now twisting the arm of Jimmy Uso and throwing him into the corner now. That's Konnor with them huge punches, and there goes Ryback, big boot to the side of the head of Jimmy Uso, and there goes Jimmy Uso. The Usos are not going to SummerSlam either. We're looking at the New Day, Ascension, or Rybacksel, who will go on to face the primetime players at SummerSlam, as Ryback Catches Konnor, throws him over the top rope. But took his eye off the ball. Now trying to eliminate Kofi Kingston. And Ryback, big dropkick, and there goes Kofi. The New Day are not going to SummerSlam. We are down to either Ryback or the Ascension. Oh, Ryback's already eliminated 3 teams single-handedly in this match. If he can get a 4th, Ryback will be going on to face the Primetime Players. Oh, and Konnor still holds on. Remember, the Ascension did have the opportunity at the Tag Team Championships at the last pay-per-view. They were unsuccessful. And Konnor would love another opportunity. There's the big boot, and there goes Ryback over the top rope. And the Ascension are going to SummerSlam for another opportunity at the Tag Team Champions, the Primetime Players. It's a shame Ryback did so well, eliminating 3 teams on his own. Including Cesaro here, the first big one. But this was the finish. Ryback stunned. Then gets caught with that big boot, and it was enough to send him over the top rope. And the Ascension have another opportunity at the Tag Team Championships. Remember, Paige is also having an opportunity at the Women's Championship. So it could be a very, very good pay-per-view for the Ministry of Darkness. Victor is going to be ecstatic here. Not involved in this match, but he knows he's going on for a potential tag team title shot as well. And here we go with our next match here this evening. Erick Rowan takes on Bo Dallas. And here we go. And this is, like I mentioned, this is a bit of a random match, but at the same time it may not be. If you think about it, Erick Rowan, part of the Wyatt family, and of course Bo Dallas is actually Bray Wyatt's brother. So there's a little bit of heat here between the two. And who knows, Bo Dallas at some point may even join the Wyatt family. That'd be a great turn of events. There's the elbow drop by Bo Dallas on Erick Rowan. And a beautiful drop kick as well. Of course, Erick Rowan's tag team partner Luke Harper is going on to face Kevin Owens at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. Oh, excuse me. And I must admit, out of the entire card, that is a match I'm really looking forward to. Obviously looking forward to the Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. I think it'd be a great match. We've also got our WWE Fatal 4-Way Championship match between Cena, Bad News Barrett, Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Of course, Paige gets her first opportunity at the Women's Championship here as well. Ziggler defending his belt against Big E. And of course, Ziggler has held that Intercontinental Championship since day one here in this universe mode. So it's going to be interesting to see if Big E can finally be the guy to take that belt away from him. Elbow drop there by Bo Dallas to the back of Erick Rowan. And Bo Dallas, he had a fantastic start to this universe mode in a team alongside Santino, the Job Squad, and they defeated a lot of people, which I did not expect them to defeat. They even defeated the Usos, who at the time were the tag team champions in a non-championship match. They never got the opportunity at the belts, though. And I think that'll be something that they'll be disappointed with. However, we can always bring them back. I'm thinking next month, we do have a lot of tag teams now in this universe mode, in this current day roster. So I'm thinking maybe we can give them the opportunity. Obviously not give them a straight out title shot, but let them fight for it. Maybe number one contendership match with the Wyatt family, maybe. Who knows? As Bo Dallas is doing a lot better than anyone would have thought here against the bigger Erick Rowan. Now, knee in the centre of the back, just yanking back at the neck. And I will have a look. I'm struggling to get my PlayStation 3 to go online now, to tell the truth. And there's Bo's belly-to-belly suplex. Is that going to be enough here to finish Rowan off? It isn't. Yeah, I'm saying I'm struggling to get my PlayStation 3 to link up to the internet. However, once I do finally get it on there, I'd like to download the Braun Strowman, whatever his name is, the new member of the Wyatt family. I know he's got a lot of stick. A lot of people are not overly happy with it, but I really like it. I think it works quite well. I think I would have liked Leo Kruger a bit more, but I think it's a great sort of addition, and I'd like to download him and add him on to here. But like I said, I just can't seem to get my PlayStation 3 to link up to the internet at the moment. Not quite sure what's wrong with it, but hopefully I'll get that sorted. Then again, the PlayStation 3 is going to become very redundant once 2K16 comes out in a couple of months. I'm going to be absolutely bombing on that, I think. And I will be, that first weekend when the game comes out, we'll be uploading a lot of content. I'm not going to upload any sort of universe mode sort of stuff. I'm just going to keep uploading lots of different match types, lots of different wrestlers, just to get a real feel for the game and how it works and how certain matches work. And in the background, I'll set up my universe mode so it's ready to go as soon as possible. I'm already starting to plan. I've got myself an Excel spreadsheet set of all the guys, what rosters they're going to be on, what shows I'm going to do, what pay-per-views. I can be quite overly organised with that. Or anal, I think the phrase is. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that now. Hopefully it's going to be a lot less buggy, a lot less crashes, which would be lovely. We know we're going to get 100 creator wrestlers now as well. On top of the 120 base wrestlers, we're going to get 100 cores. And then obviously we've got the downloadable content. We're going to be close to 250 guys, which would be great. Double arm DDT there by Bo Dallas. That could be all. Into the pin on Erick Rowan. 1, 2, and no. Erick Rowan kicks out at the last possible second. Rowan's still in this match. Yeah, as I was saying, if we're looking at about 250 wrestlers, if you look at, say the creator wrestlers, the base roster, and the downloadable content, we're close to 250, which would be great. That gives us sort of 6 rosters of 40 guys, which really gives us the chance to open up a lot of different avenues, get a lot more wrestlers on the game. Because obviously, I'm not going to have to download the likes of Kevin Owens or Finn Balor or Hideo Itami or the Vaudevillains, all them sort of guys. So I've got the space to download some different ones. Hopefully get some more indie guys. I've been looking for Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett. So if anybody on PlayStation 3 can create them, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'll get them off you straight away. Especially this week, since we do have our DDT 4 tournament. Sorry, next week. DDT 4 tournament for Ring of Honor. Big splash there by Erick Rowan. Could that be all? No, Bo Dallas kicks out. Yes, we're going to have a DDT 4 tournament in the Ring of Honor roster. If you're not quite sure what that is, basically it's a tag team tournament knockout. And in any match where the champions are involved, then belts are on the line. So we could see them belts change hands 3 or 4 times next week in Ring of Honor. Bo Dallas with a pin only for a 1 count. Of course, it's not just me Ring of Honor. We're going to have some teams from Global Force Wrestling. Some teams over from Combat Zone Wrestling as well. So it's going to be a great weekend. I say weekend, it's going to be a 4-day event now. When it's going to start on Thursday. We'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So be sure to check that one out next week. And if you're watching this a week in the future, then check it out now. You can check out the description below and you'll find a link to all of the playlists in this universe mode. As a standing Kimura lock here by Bo Dallas, but Erick Rowan fights his way out. Yeah, of course, we do have the WWE Current Day roster, which we're uploading on Mondays. Global Force upload on Tuesdays. Ring of Honor on a Wednesday. Throwback Thursday, the Retro roster on a Thursday. As Rowan started signaling for something here. It's almost like a choke slam, and he grabs him round the waist to do it and pins 1, 2, and 3, and that's it. Erick Rowan picks up the victory here over Bo Dallas. Yes, as I was saying, we have our Retro roster on Thursday. On Friday, we have our Attitude Era roster. On Saturday, we upload Combat Zone Wrestling. And then on Sunday, of course, we have our pay-per-views. And of course, in a pay-per-view situation like DDT4, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be uploading pay-per-views on the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. Give you guys as much content as I possibly can. I do apologise, I know the last couple of weeks I've not been great at uploading. I've been away and been caught up in quite a few things, but now I'm back. Going to have a full weekend here of recording. This is Saturday morning I'm recording this, so a full weekend of recording, and there's a good chance I may be able to upload a week's worth at least this weekend and then continue on with my normal uploads. But a great victory here for Erick Rowan. And here we have match number 3 of the evening. We have the Intercontinental Champion and the United States Champions, Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens, taking on the #1 contenders, Luke Harper and Big E Langston. And here we go. We're going to start off with the United States Champion and the #1 contender for the United States Championship, Luke Harper. And as I've said, this is one of my favourite matches. One of the ones I'm really looking forward to this Sunday. Oh, and there's Dolph Ziggler working well together with Kevin Owens there, just holding Luke Harper back while Owens gets a chop. And we're not going to lie, we know that probably Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens aren't going to be the best of friends by any stretch of the imagination, but they have to work well here together, building some momentum moving into SummerSlam. The last thing these guys are going to want is to be pinned by the #1 contenders for their championship. It's really going to give the #1 contender some great momentum moving into that pay-per-view. As Luke Harper tags out and brings in Biggie Langston, Kevin Owens brings in Dolph Ziggler. As I've said, these two guys will clash on Sunday. Ziggler, one of the only guys still in this universe mode to have held the belt since day one, which is very impressive. That's 4 months now he's held the Intercontinental Championship, and he's a very, very worthy champion, don't get me wrong. However, it might be nice to see a bit of fresh blood holding that belt, because that really opens up the opportunity for us to use Dolph Ziggler in some different ways. Great Faymaster there on Biggie Langston. Be great to maybe push Ziggler into that championship sort of area, depending on who the champion's going to be. I'd love to see Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan for the feud for the championship. I think that would be fantastic. But it also allows us to really just freshen the whole thing up with Ziggler, use him a bit more. At the moment, he's been brought in mainly for pay-per-views. I don't think we've seen him too much, apart from pay-per-views, just defending that belt. Of course, he's defended it a couple of times against Jericho and once against Damien Sandow at the last pay-per-view. But now he's got to face off against Biggie Langston. Of course, Biggie Langston did win the recent Intercontinental Championship competition. It was an exclusive extra episode. It was a best of 16, I think it was. 16 guys came in, and it was Biggie Langston who survived until the very end. There were some big names in that competition as well, including Luke Harper himself. And Biggie Langston was the guy that managed to get all the way to the end. And now he cashes in that opportunity at SummerSlam against Dolph Ziggler. Biggie Langston flattening Kevin Owens there. Going straight in for the pin. Only a 1 count. And I must say, I don't know about you guys, but for me, oh, hold that off there as Kevin Owens catches Biggie Langston with that shoulder breaker. One of his signature moves. Ziggler takes out Harper, and that's it. The champions, Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler, knock off the #1 contenders here, Biggie Langston and Luke Harper. And this was the big finisher maneuver. Owens catches Biggie Langston, hooks him up and drops him shoulder first onto his knee. And Kevin Owens has really been on such a rich vein of form since joining this current day roster. Of course, won the United States Championship in his debut against Jack Swagger. Defended that belt as well. Was unfortunate, did not come out on top of the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, moving into SummerSlam, he will be defending his United States Championship again against Luke Harper. Probably his biggest test as of yet. But he's taken some great momentum into that match. And match number 4 here this evening will be The Undertaker taking on Bray Wyatt. And here we go. Of course, these two guys will face off again at SummerSlam. Great way for one of these two guys to pick up the advantage over the other. Trying to build up some momentum. Not quite sure how it's going to work yet at SummerSlam. I may make it a little bit different. Cool, I'm going to try and make this feud run a little bit longer than normal. Normally I'm trying to stick all my feuds at a month maximum just to try and freshen it all up. But this is one I really like, and I think we may push this on a bit more. So I'm thinking maybe we can, if you just excuse the error message there in the top corner. I think I might make it a little bit different. Maybe make it into some sort of tag team match, including the likes of maybe Kane and Erick Rowan, just to give it a bit more of a difference, because I don't want to bore you guys just by showing you Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker week in, week out, because that, as I say, is going to bore you. So yeah, I think we're going to try and change things up a little bit for you. So I'm thinking maybe Bray Wyatt and Erick Rowan versus The Undertaker and Kane, maybe in some sort of gimmick match. Maybe a tag team Hell in the Cell, tag team TLC, tag team Extreme Rules. I think that'd be a great idea. So yeah, let me know your comments below. Problem maybe I may have already recorded SummerSlam by the time I upload this. So let me know your thoughts below of what you think we could do, and I apologise in advance if it's already recorded. However, as I've said, I'm going to try and push this feud all the way to 3 months. So yeah, I'm sure whatever you guys come up with, we can use next month, or just normal weekly shows on Raw and things like that. I've got a couple of things in my mind I'd like to do. A couple of additions to the Wyatt family, just to try and even up the numbers. But I'll leave that to your guys' imagination for now, and hopefully if you keep tuned, you may see things starting to unfold over the next month or so. Remember, this is a normal singles match, so the referee making his count, both guys making their way back into the ring. Maybe not. Bray Wyatt taking a few extra seconds, making Taker wait. Snapmare though by Wyatt. And some great boots to the chest. And the one thing I dislike, not dislike, but one thing that annoys me a bit about the 2K games is that obviously Braun Strowman debuted a couple of weeks ago, which means he won't be on this game at all. So he'll have to be a creative wrestler. The best thing they've done this year is they've given us quite a big NXT roster as well. So if, for example, Finn Balor were to debut in a couple of months' time, we already have Finn Balor on the game to put straight into our current day roster. So I think that's a great little addition they've done. However, Braun never really, I don't think he was ever on TV in NXT. He's had a few dark matches and a few live shows, but he's never actually appeared on NXT TV, so he wasn't included in the roster. Saying that, we've still got another 40 guys left to be revealed on the roster, and I'm really looking forward to that. And there's a few that I'm missing that I'm hoping do come up, such as Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I'm hoping they come up. I'm pretty sure, I'm 95% sure them two will be on the game, because there are t-shirts in the NXT crowd and some of the screenshots with Soft written on them. So I'm pretty sure Enzo and Big Cass will be in the game. And I'm hoping if they are, then I would imagine the Carmelo will probably be on there as well. I'm also hoping that we'll get the likes of Becky Lynch, Charlotte. Oh, Bray Wyatt locks in the Sister Abigail here. And hits his Sister Abigail, but Taker's very much in the corner. Bray Wyatt's going to have to spend a couple of extra seconds pulling him away from the ropes. Now goes for the pin. 1, 2, and no. Taker kicks out. He's still in this one. So as I was saying, yeah, I'm hoping that we also get announced pretty soon. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss as well. I do like Alexa Bliss. Because I know, well, I know it was said back in January, I'm sure Sasha Banks had already said that she'd been scanned for the game. So I'm hoping she's definitely in there. I'm hoping Bayley's in there as well. I can't imagine they would miss them. I've noticed that when they do these roster reveals, they tend to reveal them in clumps. So they have an NXT strong week, and then they have a Legend strong week. So I'm assuming that 1 week we'll have an NXT females week, and we'll have like 4 or 5 females announced all at once, which would be great. I'd like to see some more Attitude Era women as well, the likes of Lita and Trish Stratus and people like that, just to give us a women's division in the Attitude Era. With the extra core slots, if it's not, then it's not a major problem. I might be able to do that myself. As Taker hoists Bray Wyatt up here, Tombstone Piledriver, crosses the arms into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. The Undertaker victorious here over Bray Wyatt. Of course, these two guys will face off again at SummerSlam. In what orientation, we're not 100% sure yet. I've got my ideas. Obviously, Luke Harper's tied up with Kevin Owens. The Ascension are tied up as well for the Tag Team Champions anyway. So we do have Kane and we do have Erick Rowan free. So maybe something along them lines. You'll have to tune in on Sunday and see. Again, drop it in the comment section below what you'd like to see. As I mentioned, I may have recorded it before this episode goes live, so I may not be able to use it, but I could always use it in the future. I know I'm forever getting suggestions from Jay in the comment section below, and I've got a pad on my desk, and it's just got an entire page of Jay's suggestions on there, and I'm slowly getting through each and every one. This feud here was one of Jay's suggestions, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. Also, Bad News Barrett going for the championship was one of Jay's suggestions. So I really do listen to the comment section below. Great victory here for The Undertaker. Let's see if this Sunday we have the same image of The Undertaker standing tall over the fallen Bray Wyatt. And now it's time for our 5th match here of the evening. It is Seth Rollins taking on Randy Orton in an Extreme Rules match. And here we go. Rollins new to this roster, only joined last month, joined from the Ring of Honor roster. But it's nice to bring him in, give him a bit of bring a bit of freshness in as well. And who knows, next month it depends on who the champion's going to be, but I'd like to see Seth have a go. Recently named #1 on the PWI 500 rankings. However, those rankings were absolutely disgraceful. I'll tell you one right now. If you Google PWI 500, it gives you the top 500 wrestlers by Pro Wrestling Insider, I think it is. And the list is absolutely diabolical. They've got fantastic wrestlers such as Zack Sabre Jr. For me, Zack Sabre Jr. has got to be in the top 15, 20 at the moment. I'd say he's in the top 5, but he's got to be up there. And they had him down in 163rd, I think it was. Yet the Big Show is at 36. They're trying to tell us that the Big Show is the 36th best wrestler in the entire world. Which is just, it's just despicable, really. You got guys like Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett are down in the 300s. Jimmy Havoc is at 367, I think it was. And it's just insane. How can Jimmy Havoc be at 367 yet the Big Show's at 36? There's no way that there are... No, it's just a joke. Brock Lesnar wasn't even on the list. That's one as well. Brock Lesnar was not in the list, but Seth Rollins came #1. I think John Cena was at #2. Rusev was at #6, which I like Rusev, but I'm not going to pretend he's the 6th best wrestler in the entire world. I'm not. And for you guys that don't watch a lot of other wrestling, you just watch WWE, there are a lot of fantastic wrestlers out there in Japan and Mexico and the indie scene. Then they're not necessarily well known, but they are fantastic wrestlers. And a lot of them over the last few years have been picked up. The likes of Adrian Neville, known on the indie scene as Pac, was an absolutely immense wrestler and would have been right close the top of this list. And then obviously WWE now recently have started signing these guys up. Cesaro as well. I think Cesaro was at 8, which I like. There's a few that I agree with, but at the same time, the one that really grinds my gears was just a Big Show at 36. That just really got me, that did. But either way, I'll stop moaning now. But it's definitely worth a look. Yeah, if you just Google PWI 500, I'll try and find a link and put it in the description below if I remember. But yeah, it was just insane. I think Randy Orton was about 8th or 9th as well, which I don't mind. I think Randy's he's not the most athletic in the world, but he's fantastic at just in-ring sort of storytelling. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. But Zack Sabre Jr., that's the one that got me. I thought Zack should have been easily towards the top. Recently, spoiler alerts, by the way, recently, if you watch PWG, then I'll give you a couple of seconds to mute your speakers or just skip past this section, this bit. But recently, Zack Sabre Jr. won the Battle of Los Angeles. And that just shows how well they rate him. You've got some absolutely fantastic wrestlers in that tournament. And it was Zack Sabre Jr. who came out on top. One of my other favourite wrestlers was there as well, and that's Tommy End. Tommy End, probably not well known to a lot of people. I've seen him a lot on the British scene. He's a Dutch wrestler. Wrestles a lot for WXW in Germany and companies like Southside Wrestling in the UK. And I think he wrestles for IWC as well in the UK. And he's an absolutely immense wrestler, and he was down in about 170th as well, which I didn't think was correct by any stretch of the imagination. But I'd love. He's the sort of guy that I think the WWE should sign up. He's European, so it really helps their market in Europe. But he's also a fantastic wrestler. As Seth catches Randy with a Seth Walker straight into the pin. 1, 2, and no. Randy kicks out in the last possible second. And sorry, I've been moaning on this whole match in a rant about the PWI 500. And these two guys have really been going for it. Seth went for that springboard knee, didn't catch all of it. And now Randy twists Seth round and hits that neck breaker. Brings Seth back up to his feet, but Seth with a quick roll up. 1, 2. Randy kicks out, and then Randy flips over the top. Oh, Seth beautifully bridges out into another pin of his own, only for the 1 count. I'm trying to think what I was watching now. Yeah, I was watching Lucha Underground last night, and I saw something I've never seen before. It was Jack Evans, and he went for a backslide. But when he did the backslide, he flipped over the top and bridged into it as well. It was absolutely immense. I've never seen it before. And it's guys like Jack Evans that are really innovative in what they do in the ring. And yeah, sorry, I'm just really annoyed now. Just remember the Big Show was 36th. Just how? Just how is that man 36th? I don't tend to use him an awful lot in my universe mode. Mainly because he bores me. I think I've got him down in Attitude here at the moment. I've just joined him in with NWO just to try and give him a reason to be on the roster. Obviously, one guy we are going to have to download next year is going to be Hulk Hogan. He's not on the game. And I've always been of the opinion of... I don't care what people do outside the ring. I make these videos sheerly based on how good people are in the ring. As Seth Rollins taps out to Randy Orton. Seth probably tapping, knowing he's going to fight on another day. Will not be happy losing this one, but of course these two guys will face off again on Sunday. There was Seth with the Seth Walker. Thought it was going to be a free count there, but Randy kicked out. Quick roll up again by Seth. And there's the sleeper hold. That rear sort of chokehold actually by Randy Orton, and Seth had to tap out, but I should imagine he was tapping to live to fight on another day. And as I said, these two guys will face off again on Sunday at SummerSlam. I'm trying to think of a good one to put these two guys in, and the first thing that popped in my head was best 2 out of 3 falls. I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking best 2 out of 3 falls between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton might be a great watch. Again, if you've got any suggestions, drop in the comments below. I will apologise because, like I said, chances are I might have already recorded it by then, but I could say I'll always note down your opinions and your suggestions, and I always try and get as many as I can in. And now it's time here for our main event of the evening. These 4 guys will face off at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship, but tonight John Cena and Roman Reigns take on Daniel Bryan and Bad News Barrett in an elimination tornado tag match. And we are underway. Who is going to build up some momentum going into the SummerSlam pay-per-view? Of course, this is elimination tag, so we could have a team or we could have an individual going forward to SummerSlam with all the momentum in their favour. Of course, John Cena, the current champion, defeated Daniel Bryan for that belt a couple of months back. Held it ever since, defended it successfully at the Money in the Bank against The Undertaker. Bad News Barrett, of course, was in that Money in the Bank ladder match, was unsuccessful. It was Finn Balor who won that. Of course, Finn Balor still holds the Money in the Bank. He is Mr. Money in the Bank. Not currently on the roster. No, he is currently on the roster, sorry. Not currently on the card for SummerSlam. Don't think there's anywhere to sort of squeeze him in as of yet. We'll try and do a feud with him next month. Again, if you guys have any suggestions, drop them in the comment section below. Not sure whether this might be uploaded, whether I've already started next next month's recordings, but either way, I'll note them down and we can use them further on. And of course, remember that Finn Balor can cash in that Money in the Bank contract whenever he so wishes for a championship match. It doesn't have to necessarily be a pay-per-view. It could be a weekly. It could be tonight. Who knows? Be very, very wise for Finn Balor to cash it in a night like tonight when these four guys destroy each other in the ring. But again, SummerSlam as well. Four guys destroy each other in the ring. Finn Balor could come out at the end and just pick one of them off. Be it John Cena or be it a new champion. But of course, he has the opportunity to do that whenever he so wishes. Shoulder block there by Cena on Bad News Barrett. And then there's the knee drop across the face. Like I said, I do like to change these matches every now and again. I know the game auto books a lot of the feuds for you. However, the problem I have with the auto feuds is that it's just the same match over and over and over and over again. Week after week. So I'm hoping to try and just change it up a little bit for you. I do like to try and keep a few of them as they are, since I'm trying to unlock some more of the stories, some more of the actual ones. So I've got, at the moment, I've got like Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio. I've got Taker versus Cena, Taker versus Daniel Bryan. I've got The Rock versus Cena. I'm just trying to unlock a few more. I know there's one which is Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro, so I'm hoping to try and unlock that one at some point. Let me know in the comment section. Do you know if it's random? If you just keep doing universe mode and randomly you'll unlock some, or is there something you can do specifically? Do I have to do a feud between Daniel Bryan and Cesaro to unlock the actual inbuilt story? Yeah, let me know if you know in the comments. Just let me know. Is it random, or do I have to do something specific to unlock the likes of Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro? Because that's one I would like to do, is Bryan versus Cesaro. Especially if Bryan can walk out of SummerSlam as the champion, as Daniel Bryan locks a bell lock into Roman Reigns. Bad News Barrett has Cena on the outside, distracted. Can Roman hold on? He does. Daniel Bryan breaks the hold. Cena was trying to he was trying to use the attitude adjustment to put Wade Barrett through the announce table. Barrett reverses it into some sort of reverse suplex style move, and they didn't catch a lot of the announce table, but it was enough to put Cena through it. Roman Reigns with a pin in the middle of the ring on Daniel Bryan. There's a clothesline, but Bryan springs back up to his feet. Throwing Roman into the corner. There's Wasteland by Bad News Barrett. Only a 2 count. Cena kicks out. Reigns was distracted there by Daniel Bryan, and now Cena hitting the 5 moves of doom. There's that suplex. Reigns has Daniel Bryan tied up. And there goes Bad News Barrett. It's down to a 2-on-1 situation now. We have Cena and Roman Reigns against Daniel Bryan. It's not looking good here for Bryan. Cena and Reigns working together very well here. Reigns holding Daniel Bryan back as Cena with the punches to the stomach. But Daniel Bryan clashing the two heads together. And there it is. Reigns with that huge spear out of nowhere pins Daniel Bryan 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Roman Reigns and John Cena are taking a huge amount of momentum into SummerSlam. And although they may have their hands held high this evening as a team, on Sunday they are individuals. Remember, Sunday we do have a fatal 4-way elimination match between the 4 guys in this match. The winner will walk out the WWE Champion. There was that double headbutt there by Daniel Bryan. He thought he was getting back on track there, and then Reigns just comes ploughing straight out and catches Daniel Bryan with that spear. Roman Reigns slides out the ring and leaves Cena to it. Cena slides out now as well. Well, anyway, guys, that is the end of this episode of the WWE Current Day roster. I hope you've all enjoyed it. We've seen some great matches tonight and a lot of good build-up moving forward to SummerSlam. And I hope you'll keep tuned and check that out this Sunday. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.